Super Bowl winner, Maxx Crosby. What team did he win on? Kansas City Chiefs. Somebody gonna say, he was on that team? Like, I'm telling you, as any type of competitor, you have to analyze what you're doing, but also how you're doing it. Maxx Crosby wants to go somewhere that can build a winning culture, and he wants to be an impact player on that team.
Where are you going?
Huh?
Where he going?
We know where he ain't going.
Let me go. Okay, he going to the Eagles. He go to the Lions. I'm just trying. He goes to Baltimore. Where is he going that they're going to win, that they're equipped to win right now?
The Eagles.
So he built that?
I'm just saying they ain't win nothing yet.
So here's the
Lions, the Ravens, anybody other than.
But I get the premise of what he's saying.
Yes.
Like these guys, like, you know, win with. What's the expression about go with the dance with the girl? You
dance
know
with the girl that brought you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That versus just chasing it.
Well, the thing is this, though. It's not necessary. If he wants to win, you may have to get out of Las Vegas. I think the point he's trying to make is I can't go to that team. Yeah. There's only one Kansas City Chiefs in the entire NBA. NFL, because there was only one Golden State in the entire NBA. Kevin Durant could have went to another team with very good players who were on the cusp of winning, and we would have saw things differently. The other piece of it is, too, defensive ends aren't those type of stars. And no disrespect to Maxx Crosby. If Maxx Crosby goes to Kansas City, he could very well go there and have 16 sacks. But we're still going to look at Patrick Mahomes. We're still going to look at Andy Reid. And it's not, to me, going to change Maxx Crosby's Super Bowl ring. The thing he's saying is, I've been in the AFC West my entire career. I've played this team my entire career. They beat our ass my entire career. I can't go join them. Yes, if you go join another contending team, it's very similar to being with that team, but it ain't that team.
But here's the thing. He ain't built that. That's already built.
Yeah.
Lamar, the Ravens are right there. The Eagles are right there. There are certain teams that are right there. He says he wants to be a part of something and build it. What's he going to build in Philly?
But you can't say that, because now with that type of mentality, look at Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Eagles was already built, but you add Saquon to the dimension, it's like, oh, that's a whole different type of team. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To your point, I'm saying to myself, hey, yeah, can a defensive end be the star? You say no, I say yes. Look at Aaron Donald in the Los Angeles Rams.
Von Miller.
Come on.
My bad.
But the thing is this, though. Right? And those things make total sense. Aaron Donald was drafted by the Rams.
Yes.
Von Miller was drafted by Denver.
Bronco. And then he got traded to the Rams.
Yeah, but when he went there, as much as the football people understood the piece that Von Miller played, it was still all about Aaron Donald. It's always going to be something about a team drafting you and developing you and bringing you to that point. The thing with Saquon, to me, is different because he's transcended the position in the time we play it.
I guess what I want to know is then what do you guys respect more? And we have to change the way we look at history. Do you respect more a guy that wins a ring but has to move around and link up with other guys to do that in terms of like the super teams in the NBA or the NFL going to a contender? Or do you respect the guy that stays with his team and is an incredible player?
Absolutely. I think in football it's different.
It is.
Basketball, you become the guy. Outside of quarterback, there is no the guy. If you bounce around to a team and you go win a Super Bowl and you become a champion there, you're a freaking champion. And that championship is going to weigh into how people see your legacy no matter what you do.
Stephen A., you just had a guy sitting next to you. He was a hired gun. He went to the 49ers. They won. They couldn't get past the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He went to the 49ers, shifted the balance of power.
Yep.
The next year he went back to the Cowboys, shifted the balance of power. So don't tell me if Maxx Crosby, what he believes he is, he can shift the balance of power because we've seen it done before. Do we look at time any differently?
I say that, okay, how about this? If Maxx Crosby becomes a Washington Commander, the defense takes a step up, and he becomes a guy, he shifted the culture there.
Thank you.
He can go to that team and be a part of building a culture. It's about the right team, where that team is, and what you add to it. That's what Saquon did.
But we also have an example. Exactly. That's where I was going. We have that example in Saquon in terms of not being a quarterback and being a game changer and a culture changer. Because they won the Super Bowl championship, and this brother's a Super Bowl MVP. You're going to be thinking Saquon because of the season he had.
But he doesn't need, like, this is where we go to that argument of rings and acknowledgments. Saquon doesn't have, his impact has already been felt. You dig what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't need to win MVP just to be validated even the more.
You saying as the regular season MVP, Cam?
No. I'm saying the Super Bowl MVP.
That's a lie.
Huh?
That's a lie. I can tell you why it's a lie right now. You're going to agree with me. If you win the Super Bowl MVP, the rest of the world sees you differently right now than they saw you even after being the regular season MVP.
But, okay, now I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Because when you say the difference maker for the Philadelphia Eagles, who do you say the difference maker is?
Saquon Barkley.
Does he need anything else? Whether they win, if they win, listen, if they win, you still look at Saquon and say, we're here because of Saquon.
Right.
If Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl MVP, we don't look at Saquon any less.
No, we're not saying that. If Saquon wins the Super Bowl MVP, we look at him at a higher level, at a different tier. We just talked about a guy that the only reason we're talking about him for the Hall of Fame is because he won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Yeah. If Saquon Barkley wins the Super Bowl MVP, he has changed the conversation about himself and where he fits into running backs forever.
Yeah,
because now you're different than everybody.
If I'm not mistaken, TD might be the last running back to win Super Bowl MVP.
He is.
Yeah. In 97. That's almost 30 years. So it shows where the position has gone. It's mainly a quarterback, and occasionally you'll get a defensive player has an outstanding game. But look, it all depends on what Max wants to do. I mean, you can be loyal to the soil, kind of like KG. Man, I ain't leaving. I want to be loyal to the soil until he realized, man, I'm getting on up here in age and we ain't got no chance to win.
Damian Lillard the same way until you start realizing, like, bro, I'm getting too old. And time is ticking. You don't want your best years to be taken advantage of, and you can't really impact the game that same type of way. Listen, I understand where Max is coming from, but I look at it through a different lens of like, yo, it's about how you're doing it. Right? It's not even about that they're the division foes in the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's more or less just like, yo, I'm just going to be another person on that team, and I don't want to do that.
Well, count me, baby. Maybe it's just me. Whether I inherit $1 billion or I earn it myself.
No, that billion. No, don't say that. No, don't say that. Don't say $1 billion because now we talk about 2 different things, dude.
Hey, inheritance.
I think so. Chris Long obviously wasn't a superstar, but he won a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots, right? And he said, he's like, I had to go. I'm glad I got the one with Philly. He said, because I was a part of it. He said, in New England, I was playing a position that wasn't my position. I wasn't getting a ton of snaps. But when I went to Philadelphia, I felt like I truly contributed to winning a Super Bowl. And I think that's a big piece of it. If Max goes to KC and he gets 18 sacks, he going to feel good about it if they win the Super Bowl. If he goes there and he's a spot player, he ain't.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But you got Chris Jones there, too.
All right, let's take a quick break. More Thursday coming to you live from the site of Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. We're here with my guys and a bunch of friends behind me.